Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for my day in the life of a mom. I am pregnant with my third baby. I have two little ones, 4 and 2, and I work outside of the home as an operating room nurse, all while trying to build my business on the side. And sometimes it feels like the world around me is collapsing because there is so much going on, but I'm not willing to give up my dreams and my dream of my business. So I just wanted to tell you a few things that I have been doing to try and start my day more productive. I first off want to say that this is not sponsored. I'm just sharing with you what I do to help me out. But I want to tell you a real story. I was driving to the nail salon one day back in October, and there was this podcast on. I always listen to a podcast when I'm driving and I'm by myself. And it was the productivity queen, and her name was Leanne Lopez Mosley. And first of all, she has an amazing accent, especially to Americans. But also I was listening to her, and she has this special academy called the Productivity Queen Academy, and it was this monthly membership, and she started explaining it, and just everything she was saying made so much sense. She started telling her story, and it just resonated so much with me. You can go over, she has a brand new podcast, you can go listen to it, and she shares her story in the first episode. But everything she was saying just made so much sense. And she was somebody who worked in the corporate world for 10 years and had all this experience and all this success. And I look up to people like this because I'm starting my own business. But she's also a mom, and she's a wife, and she's very down to earth. She understands the value of family time and not wanting to sacrifice. And at the time, all I felt like I was doing was sacrificing my time with my kids, my time with my husband, any free time I spent devoted into the business, and it was getting very draining. So when I got to the nail salon, the podcast wasn't over, but I went immediately while I was sitting getting my pedicure. I was on Instagram, and I found her on Instagram, and I immediately saw her academy on there, and I just started looking into it, and it has these video trainings and a new expert every month. So I joined the academy, and I have found that this has helped me so much in my success, in my productivity, and just my whole day has changed. So I'm going to take you through my routine now, starting at 6 a.m. with a couple of things that I do. So basically, I watched these videos, and I did the training and the challenge, and I totally revamped my morning routine. I used to wake up very close to when my kids woke up because I would stay up late at night. But I quickly learned that I really was more productive in the morning. I wake up now at 6 a.m. on my days off. When I go to work outside of the home, I wake up at 5:30 anyway, but I have to be to work by 7, so those mornings are structured a little differently. But when I am home, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to take you through my whole routine now because this has seriously changed so much of my life for the better. And I notice that my business is growing and my success is growing. And when you see somebody like Leanne and the people she coaches, you know it works. So I wake up at 6 a.m. and what I used to do is try to wake up by looking through my phone. But I found that that is probably the worst thing you can do. So to visualize the life that you want, the life you want for your business, for your family, for whatever you're doing. So I have different things that I, in particular, want to achieve. And so I have to visualize, and just for 3 minutes, it's not long, I visualize that life, that exact moment, and the details of that while I'm laying in bed. And this just helps me wake up and really work on my mindset. One thing I never did was work on my mindset. I didn't even know what that really meant. So this really helps. And every morning I wake up and I try to do this even on the days that I have my other job. Then I head into my bathroom and I get ready right away. There are days that I do try to do a little bit of yoga or working out, and I would do that first in this particular situation before I do my makeup and everything, but I find that I need to get ready right away. It just sets the mood for me. It makes me feel put together. It makes me feel productive, and I'm ready to tackle more when I'm dressed and ready to go. Another one of Leanne's tips, I change these up weekly, but I write on a Post-it note affirmations. This is another thing she talks about. So I write what I want to achieve basically, but I have already achieved it. So here I am writing, I am the CEO of my own business, and you're just putting these to remind you all over your house. So I happen to keep them on my mirror in my bathroom and on my cabinets in the kitchen. And I change these up here and there. And this is something new I'm trying, and I'm actually learning to really love it. So I'm experimenting, but these are just an example of what I do to keep myself thinking of my affirmations. Next, I need to head downstairs and take my prenatal vitamins and have a little breakfast. I have to do this within the first hour of waking up, or my blood sugar seems to plummet. So I make myself, here I'm making eggs and having my orange juice and my water, take my prenatals, and just take a second to myself before I start to journal. Then I sit down and it's time for me to do my what I'm thankful for and gratitude journal. I am not somebody who journals. I just never did it. I felt I never had the time to do it. And I heard somebody recently, a millionaire, one of the millionaire entrepreneurs I listened to, and she said, "Do you know that every millionaire journals?" And I kept hearing it more and more and more from very successful people. And so I started journaling, and I have to tell you, I'm loving it. So every day I have to write down what I'm thankful for, and I actually ordered a really nice new. I write down 3 things that I'm thankful for, and I try to change it up each day. And then after that, I just write down how I'm feeling, what's going on, and I just keep an ongoing journal of what I'm doing. And then it's time to move on to my schedule and my Eat the Frog. Yes, I said eat the frog. If you want to know what that's about, you're going to have to go over and learn from Leanne. But basically, this has changed everything about my routine. And I list all the things I have to get done, and I letter them A, B, and C, from the most important being A, and then B being, things that I want to get done, and C being things if I don't get it done today, it's okay. And I basically letter these. I write also the night before when I go to bed. I do kind of a brain dump, so I kind of have this prepared the night before, but I just go through and I see what I have to do that day, and I literally pick 3 things from my A list, and you eat the frog right away and you get those hardest tasks done. So once I finish my time blocking and my journaling is when I start those tasks before my kids wake up. Then sure enough, I sit down, I do a little editing, maybe I get 1 task done, but then it is time for my kids to wake up, and my kids wake up pretty late compared to a lot of my friends, and they wake up around 8 o'clock. My daughter has to be at school shortly after that, but it really just works for us because we set up a lot of our routine the night before. If you have not seen my nighttime routine, I'll put a card here so you can go link right to it, but we lay our clothes out the night before, we make our lunches the night before, so really it's just like grab and go. We have a little breakfast and we move on with our day. And once I drop my daughter off at school and I set my son up with an activity, I finish the last of my big tasks, my Eat the Frog, and I move on to the lunchtime routine, and that is my morning. It might seem silly to some people, but if you start doing it, I assure you, your productivity will go up. If you want to learn anything more about Leanne, once again, this is not sponsored. I just found everything she did helpful to me, and I wanted to share it with all of you. So if you are somebody who is trying to achieve a goal, start a business, but you just feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions, I would recommend checking this out, at least checking out Leanne's free morning routine and learning from her. I've never heard of a productivity coach until this past October, and I'm so glad I did, and I was at the right place at the right time because it has changed my morning routine 100%, and I am loving the new me. I'll see you guys on Friday, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye, everyone. One last thing I wanted to tell you is that today is December 14th, which means that my editing course has launched. We have people who have started the editing course today, but it is not too late for you to sign up. These are self-paced videos that are going to help you learn to edit in iMovie. All you have to do is go to my website. Everything's linked in the description box below. Put your email in and we will contact you shortly after that. So please go over and check it out. There's so many people starting today. I'm so excited and I can't wait to see what you all create.